Welcome back to freehighschooleducation.com. Today we are going to do chapter 6.3 exercise session on page 209. We'll start with the written exercises. Number 2, 7 squared over 7 to the 6. We minus the powers, and that will be the answer. Number 6, x squared y over xy. We minus these two powers, we get x, and the y over the y we get the 1. And that's the answer. Number 10, 6mm over 6 m squared m. Here we have in the numerator, the m has a lower power than the m squared, so we are going to get m in the denominator. The 6 cuts with the 6, and the n cuts with the n, and we get 1 in the numerator. Number 14, in this case you can expand this way and then do the division, and you get 9 squared y squared as the answer. Or, since these have the same number here, and this will be raised to 1, so we can say raised to 2, 3 minus 1, and we apply the rule for division, and right away we get 9y, the whole thing squared, and when you expand this it will be 9 squared y squared, and that will give you 81 y squared. Number 22, minus 4xy squared into minus 3x squared y over 10x cubed y. There are many ways of doing this. You can actually do it mental math and cut the x's in the numerator with the ones in the denominator and so on. Or you can divide this by this alone and then do the multiplication. Or you can do the multiplication and then divide. And that's what we are going to do. It's safer to do it this way. 4 times minus 3, that's minus 12. X times x squared, that's x cubed. And here y squared times y, that's y cubed. And here we have in the denominator 10x cubed y. The x cubed cuts with the x cubed. And here we can divide these two numbers by 2, so we get 6, and in the denominator we get 5. The y cubed divides with the y, and we get y squared in the numerator. So the answer will be minus 6 y squared over 5. In the denominator, we are left only with 5. (26) minus 3ab into 6a squared b to the 4 over 9a cubed b squared. Again, we do the multiplication. That's minus 18 a cubed b to the 5th over 9 a cubed b squared. 18 cuts with the 9, and that gives us 2. So in the numerator we are going to get minus 2, and the a cube cuts with the a cube, 1, 1. And b raised to the 5 cuts with b squared, and that gives us b cubed. So we are going to get minus 2 b cubed, and that's the answer. Next is number 29, y raised to 3n over y raised to n. We apply the rule, we minus the powers. Here 1n, so we get y raised to 2n. 3n minus 1n is 2n. Number 30, x raised to n, y raised to 2n over x y raised to n. Again, we apply the rule, so we are going to get x n minus 1, this minus this, here we have a 1. And y raised to 2m divided by y raised to m, we minus 2m minus m, and we get m, and that will be in the numerator, and the answer will be like this. Number 31, 3x to the n ym minus 1, the whole thing is squared over 6x to the n ym plus 2. Here first we have to do the squaring, and power raised to power, as we said previously, we multiply the powers. So in the numerator we are going to have 3 squared, and that's 9. This times 2, we have x to 2n, and this, the power times 2, it will be 2m minus 2. In the denominator we have 6 x raised to n yn plus 2. Now we minus the powers. Here these two cut, 3, and that will be 2, and 3 here, that will be 3. So the numbers will be 3 over 2. Now x raised to 2n divided by x raised to n, we minus 2n minus n, and that gives us n. And that will be in the numerator. Here now we minus 2m minus 2 minus n plus 2. So let's do this on the side, 2m minus 2 minus this power, and that will be minus m minus 2. And that will give us m minus 4. So the power of y will be m minus 4. And that will be our answer. 3 over 2, x raised to n, y raised to m minus 4. Finally, we do number 32. Seven 2c divided by 4c to the n. Here we can do the division first, and we get rid of this c to the n. We cut it with this c raised to 2n. So we have 7 over 4 minus these 2n minus n, and that gives us n. So in the numerator we have c to the n. Now this is times 2c. Let's do the multiplication. We get 14 c n plus 1. We add the powers. This is c raised to 1. And in the denominator, we only have 4. This cuts with the 14, 2, 7. And the answer will be 7c raised to n plus 1 divided by 2. And with this, we come to the end of this session. We hope to see you again.